Alright guys, welcome to part 2 of weapons that you should try your first Elden Ring playthrough with. I am Curtis. I have a lot of hours in Elden Ring, and in our first episode we talked about the broadsword and 3 different playstyles with that. Well, I'm going to give you a basic one, but maybe you'll learn how to treat this weapon different. That is the Uchigatana. Now, I know what you're gonna say. The Uchi katanas, very basic, you know, basic bitch energy. But let me tell you some ways that you can play the Uchi katana. First off, you don't need seppuku. You don't have to do the double bleed, seppuku, jumping, whatever. The way I like to play Uchi is using the Ash of War Unsheath. Now, once again, yeah, that's also a very basic way to play the game, but Unsheath, and then for late game, I would go Oculate. Early, like mid game, because you have to beat Radon, go Bleed, and if you just want to be a full dex build, Keen. That's how I would play for the first way. Uchigatana with Unsheath. You got your 2 different ways. You can actually get 2 Uchikatanas from the beginning. And very underrated is the basic just jump attack. Now, it doesn't look like much. It's not like straight curves, curved swords or whatever that get you buku fucking damage on bleed builds. But given the fact that these actually do quite a bit of poise, throw double crag blade on this, or 1 bleed, 1 fire, double bleed, double cold. Like, there's the endless possibilities. But yeah, like, you can easily get double bloody slash. You can do 1 poison, 1 bleed, and have your main hand have poison moth flight, like how we saw. And as soon as you get the poison, you get the bleed proc, then you hit poison moth flight, and pff, just the damage that you can do. Actually, I should probably, like, I almost want to demonstrate that, but that's a very long setup. But so yeah, throw that, and then we'll just do bloody slash bleed, bam, 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 bam. And then just switch them. Reason you want to switch them is because your right hand takes precedent for the Ash of War. So that way you have Poison Mothlight, and then, after you can do whatever combos you want. Proc the bleed, proc the poison, and then bam. I mean, I'm sure we can make some bosses melt with that kind of strat. Lastly, as always, we're going to do a charge build. Only this time, we're going to put Crag Blade on it. You can go keen or heavy, whichever, keen, heavy, bleed, whichever one is suited to your playstyle. If you do bleed, you get, that's a blood loss on 0 upgrade. We do have 50 arcane, but still need to upgrade that. Coincidentally, you can also double Crag Blade and then also do the jumping build for quite the poise-driven combos. And then making a build. So for the first build, with Unsheathed, immediately what we're gonna do is we're gonna go Warrior Jar Shard, obviously. Ritual Sword. If you can get the light load, I would go Blue Dancer Charm. If you cannot, I would just throw in either Dagger Talisman or even Axe Talisman. Because after 2 unsheathes and a charge attack, you're gonna break some ankles, so always keep that in mind. And then either Turtle Talisman, Radagon Sword Sealed, or either or of the Prosthesis or the Star Scourge talismans, you know, the usual. There you go, that's gonna be the Unsheath build. With Cragblade, you don't need Warrior Jar. Just any of the physical attackers, you know, Radagon or Two-Hand Talisman. Also, for Unsheathed, not that, going into the DLC, you can get the Relana's cameo, and that will also increase your damage when you hold your position for a little bit. Coincidentally, you can also do that with a handful of others, but just always keep it in your back pocket. Wow. $5.99. $8.65. So yeah, may not show it, but Relana. Jesus Christ, I never get their names right on first try. Yeah, Relana's cameo. Really good for endgame, and then also for endgame, you can upgrade to the Two-Hand Talisman with Relana's cameo, doing buku damage. Alright, for the double poison, double katana build, either go Jump Talisman or your consecutive hits, whichever one you want. Personally, I would go Millicent's. At this rate, since you're going to need Raptor's Talons, go with Jump. Oh yeah, either Greybird or Raptor's Black Feathers, whichever one you want. And then... oh, if you want to put on one of the Exaltations, you can. So for like this, if you want to go like Kinder's Rot, and then, well, actually, if you want to do something like this, because both, you'll probably bleed. You'll probably get the blood proc before the poison proc. I would go Exaltation. I would just go full bleed. There you go. And then also for endgame with poison builds, as always, make sure you get your fist once you go into the DLC. Always get your poison hand. That will also increase the damage. But this is just start the game out, so we're not going to worry about that. There's a good build. There's 3 builds for the Uchigatana with different Ash of War setups.